Jingle Bell Rock, a must-play song for November, December, Christmas time. Really got some nice chords. It's going to sound like this. Nice up-tempo, nice easy to play, but lots of different changes the whole way through. Your rhythm pattern just to get going, you're going to play a D chord, your basic pattern, nice and easy. But if you listen carefully, hear that silent gap? That must take place between the down, down, up. So this would be wrong, because all the chords are ringing. It's, you hear that tiny little gap. It just gives that sort of bouncy, sort of Christmas sort of vibe that you want to try and capture for Jingle Bell Rock. Now, for the opening verse, you're going to have D major 7, D6, back to D. Let me take you through these chords. It's really cool to play. It's a nice chord progression. D again, I'm sure you're familiar with that. D major 7 is just finger 1 flat across all 3 bottom strings in fret 2. D6 is going to look like this. It's basically like a D without the ring finger. But I prefer, instead of using fingers 1 and 2 to 2 and 3, that's a personal preference, not a must. And then back to D. Now just quickly, please don't confuse D major 7 with D7. Can you hear the difference there? D major 7 and then D7. So I'm purposely highlighting those notes that separate the two. Major 7 will have MAJ 7. D7 is also known as D dominant 7, but enough theory for that. Let's play together. Are you ready? D, D major, D6, D. Let's go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Nice and easy so far. For the second line for Jingle Bells Swing and Jingle Bells Ring, we're going to go E minor twice, A7 twice. Now, the first line had 4 chords. The second line has only got 2 chords. So to get that 4 repetition strums, you do E minor twice and A7 twice, and that brings us back to 4. Music often likes working with groups of 4. Now E minor, A7. And you can see my pinky working overtime to guarantee the little pause. See the pinky there? Make sure your pinky works as well. It's a tricky technique, but it's really worthwhile working on. Now, whole way through the first and second lines. Are you ready for this? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on the E minor to A7 change, you can do E minor like this and change to A7 like that with fingers 1 and 2. My personal favorite, not because I think it's better, I just prefer it personally. I use fingers 2 and 3. So whichever combination, 1 and 2 for A7 and E minor, or 2 and 3, whichever combination works for you, that's cool. The chord diagrams are on the PDF file that I sent you with the study too. So if you're not sure the chords, consult your diagram. If you're still lost, drop me a WhatsApp. Always cool to hear from you. Third line, snowing and blowing up bushels for fun. Back to 4 chords, that's E minor, A7, E minor, A7. Just 1 through in each because there's 4. And then the last line of the first verse, now the jingle hop has begun. 1 A, 1 E minor, and 2 A7s. Let's put that now in context, okay. And there you have your 4th line. We're going to play through the whole of verse 1. Okay, got your D in place over there, familiar with all the chords. I'm going to try and keep this angle so you can see the fingers a bit better. And hopefully I don't fall off the chair in the process. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... And you'll notice that last A7, I changed the rhythm a bit. That's just to sort of wrap up the first verse. It sort of indicates the completion of the first verse. And it doesn't make the rhythm too predictable, so it's not repetitive the whole way through. So any bit of extra you put inside there for the rhythm, if you change it and it sounds good, keep it. Let your ear be the judge. If the rhythm sounds good, it is good. Okay, now verse 1 and verse 2. You'll notice that the second verse starts exactly the same way for the first, second, and third lines. Just different verses, obviously. And in the fourth line, you're going to get E minor, A, D. That'll be 1 E minor, 1 A, 2 D. So it's, and again, being the last chord of the verse, we're going to get down, which I'm sure you're familiar with now. It's a very popular rhythm. You're sure you've done it in lots of different songs. Let's take the entire second verse through, just so we can keep on top of things to make sure that last verse is, or the last line of the second verse, the chords are correct. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's your second verse with an E minor A D. So just watch it for the little subtleties. One of the reasons why I really like this song, it's not 4 chords played from beginning to end the whole way through. There's actually a lot of clever melodic construction the whole way through with the changes, especially for the chorus. When you finish with the D, it goes to G, and the G after D is called a perfect cadence for those of classical training. I'm not want to go into theory right now, but when it goes to what a bright time, it's the right time. 2 chords, in other words, twice through in each chord. So you're going to get G, and you can see there that G minor is a new chord. So for those that you haven't learned it, let's quickly just do G minor. Finger 1, fret 3, bottom 3 strings. Ring finger, finger 3 goes to string number 4, string number 5, 4th string. Or you can bar chord it for those that are familiar with bar chords, which means first finger straight across it, thumb is a bit lower, you can see the thumb's position there, and fingers 2 and 3 in the 5th fret, string 5, string 4. Okay, so there's 2 choices. You can go to G minor, and you can change the rhythm for the chorus as well. It just gives a bit more of a flow because you're doing each chord twice as long. It allows you to change the rhythm, so you can do G to G minor like this, or you can go. I don't really mind whichever flow you decide to go for. Also depends what version of the song you're listening to as well. It's been covered every year by countless different artists and bands. But the important thing is 2 Gs and 2 G minors. Next line, D to D7, and now we're using the D7 and not the D major 7. So it's an interesting song. This has got major 7s, dominant 7s, which is called D7. And your D to D7 is also twice through. And it's going to go E to E7. And then stop. Okay. Now, what's actually happening in the first 3 lines? G to G minor, twice on each chord. D to D7, twice on each chord. E to E7. Now, E7, all you do is you go from the E and you lose the ring finger. Okay, normal E, E7. Nice, easy chord. And then for that last round to go sliding in a 1-horse sleigh. That's 1 strum, dead quiet. 1 strum on A7, dead quiet. Back to A, dead quiet. So it's very punctuated, very staccato. Staccato is the word they use for very short notes. So if I sing la, 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 that's legato. If I sing la, 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 staccato. Okay, but let's take it to the chorus and see how it goes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... back to, which you know now from the beginning of the song. The chord charts are on the included diagram as well on your PDF file, so if you're not sure of a chord chart, it is there for you. And see if you can work out verse 3 by yourself. It's got some B7s kicking inside there as well, so it's not much of a change, but there are subtle twists the whole way through. So, reasons why I like the song: A, I think it's a cool song. B, it's a happy song. C, from a musical point of view, lots of fun to play because lots of chord changes, and the chord changes are important chords and they're not unreasonable to work through as well. So I hope you have lots of fun with the song. It's that time of the year again, so happy with a good Christmas coming up too. Any questions, drop me a WhatsApp, you're more than welcome, and I really hope you enjoyed Jingle Bell Rock.